He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Gadget Professor Show. My name is Don Baine, and of course, I am the Gadget Professor. We are on episode 169. It is August 14th. The summer is shot for all practical purposes. I don't know where it went. It's about 100 degrees here in Scottsdale, Arizona, but it's a dry heat, not too bad actually, and we're in the studio today, so it's air conditioned. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As you know, or may not know, the Gadget Professor is heard in 170 countries around the world, and I have you to thank for that. We have a very interesting episode today, and we do have a gadget that I'm going to review for you. It's called the Eyefi card, and we'll show you how that works, and it's a pretty neat gadget actually. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. Of course, the easiest way to find out what's going on with the Gadget Professor is to subscribe to the show notes. To do that, you just go to thegadgetprofessor.com. That's our website, thegadgetprofessor.com. Just scroll down, about halfway, you'll see the newsletter button there. Click the newsletter button, put your email address in. Every Thursday evening, as soon as the episode is posted, and it usually comes up between 9 and 10 o'clock, or 7 to 9, on Thursday evenings from Arizona. So if you're back in the East Coast, we're 3 hours behind you. But if you subscribe to the show notes every Thursday evening, as soon as the episode is posted, you will get for free in your inbox, on your email, the show notes. And you want the show notes because that basically has everything that we discussed in the show right there in front of you, and you just hot link it. It's hot link, you just click it. You'll get all the articles. You're going to get all the show notes, if you will, all the gadgets, everything that we talked about. Also, you can email me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. That's thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. And last but not least, you can check me out on Twitter. It would be @GadgetProfessor, and that will tell you everything there is going on in the gadget world. And also you can check out our Rebel Mouse page, which is in the show notes. So let's get right into it today. We have some very interesting and disturbing hacking news, if you will. And this one says, hello, Dave, I have control of your thermostat. Google's Nest gets hacked. This is kind of a long story, and I'm going to try to reduce it for you. But Nest, N-E-S-T, makes these thermostats, and you can actually see them there. They're not cheap. They're about $250. And basically what you do is you put them on your wall, change your thermostat, your old thermostat, and you put in this new digital thermostat. This digital thermostat has an iPhone or an Android app, and you can control the temperature of your house from anywhere in the world that you are, as long as you have access to the internet. Very cool gadget. It works great. It also learns throughout the day whether you want it hot or cold. Every time you adjust that thermostat, this automatically figures out what you're doing, learns that, and then replicates that activity. So essentially you have the option of setting this wherever you want or having it learn. It works flawless. My issue with the Nest is, as great as the technology is, I feel it's way overpriced, but they swear that the $200 or $250 investment in that device that you will recoup in a year or two because of the amount of savings you'll receive in terms of energy, in terms of heating more efficiently and also cooling your home more efficiently. I don't know. I'm skeptical. Now that said, Nest had such a cool product that a company called Google actually bought Nest out. So it's a Google company now. That said, Nest just about 2 weeks ago, to the tune of $555 million, and I reported this on the Gadget Professor, actually bought out Dropcam. So where are we going with all this? Well, here we go. This week, actually last week, they had the hackers convention, if you will, in Las Vegas. This happens every year. And what they showed how to do is, hello, Dave. This immortal world, in the immortal words of Hal, the rogue computer guy in 2001 Space Odyssey, actually they use that as a metaphor, and they actually were able to hack into the thermostat. And this was again revealed at the Black Hat Security Conference in Las Vegas last week. And the vulnerability of the Nest device, which can control your thermostat or lighting, shows the flaws in security that could slow down the rush of that goes to connect all our devices to the internet in the so-called internet world of things. Hacking smart devices was a big theme this year, and for the most part, the Black Hat and DEF CON convention showed how easily hackable these devices are. So the Nest thermostat uses your home sensors to tell when you're home. It adjusts the temperature, as I mentioned, to your liking. If you're not home in the afternoon, the Nest will put the heat or the air conditioning into the low energy mode, and it works so well that Google, when they bought the company, paid $3.2 billion, $3.2 billion, and they bought Nest out. Well, here's the truth of the matter. What happens is within 15 seconds, if someone is in your home, they can actually put a USB stick into this Nest thermostat, and within 15 seconds they can load software on there that allows them to take full control over your Nest thermostat, which means they can tell when you're home, when you're not home. They can control your heat, your lights, the whole bit. So very scary. I'm sure Google will fix that up, but that's been out there for probably 2-3 years now, and who knew? But these dudes at the Black Hat figured it out. The hackers didn't show, actually they did show exactly how the process is done and did it within 15 seconds. That's very scary. Now I hope that the drop cam, which I myself use and use a lot of them, is also not hackable, but it's been known to happen. It's been known to happen. And in fact, folks, if you're interested in hearing a more detailed description of this whole thing, I am a guest host this week, actually today, Thursday night, on Geek News Central. I will be filling in for Todd Cochran, and I'm going to discuss this whole story in a little bit more detail. So if you want to get a double dose of the Gadget Professor this week, you can go to Geek News Central, and I have the honor and privilege and pleasure of hosting for Todd Cochran at Geek News Central, so you can watch me over there too. So moving right along here, who was hacked? Well, Yahoo News tweet was hacked, and it was pretty nasty because a prominent publication's tweet feed announced Sunday afternoon that the Ebola disease had spread beyond an Atlanta hospital where the 2 infected Americans are quarantined, and it went on to infect an estimated 1,450 people so far since the doctors carrying the disease were flown into Africa. This was totally bogus, totally not true. Someone hacked into Yahoo's Twitter account, and they don't have a clue who or how it was done, but no kidding, man, it was done, and excuse me, very scary stuff when these things are hacked. So enough about hacking, let's get into some fun stuff. We have a lot of fun stuff today, a lot of freebies for you. This is a very cool app. This is available both on the iPhone and on the Android system. It's called MyPD, and you know what that is. My Police Department. My Police Department, or MyPD, is an iPhone and Android app that lets you easily and quickly connect with your local law enforcement and public safety agency. This is the law enforcement in your hand. A police app like MyPD makes it easy for you to communicate information and give feedback. Also alerts and you'll also get alerts and news from your police department. It also allows you, and this is a very cool thing to have on your phone, to connect with your police department. Law enforcement agencies typically are using MyPD app and want to connect with their citizens and the public. They want to know if something's going on. So if you happen to be in a situation where there's a riot going on or a fire or emergency, you can pull this app and talk directly to the police on it. It's very cool. Smartphones, smart citizens, smart policing. Around 150 police departments and law enforcement agencies are using this app, so you may want to check to see if your local law enforcement is using it, but it's a great idea and I like it a lot. Now, completely jumping out of the realm of police departments, this is a very nice app, totally free, available for you to download, and it's called Ocean Audio. And Ocean Audio supports what's called VST, which is a virtual studio technologies. And they're plugins, and what they do is they allow you to create a variety of effects on any audio track. And you can look at these and actually hear them in real time. So it's real-time preview of effects. Applying effects such as equalization, gain, filtering is an important part of audio editing. However, it is very tricky to get the desired result by adjusting the controls and configuration alone. You really need to be able to listen to what your adjustments are, and this particular software allows you to do it. It's available on all platforms, so if you're on the Windows or the Mac OS or Linux or whatever you're on, this app will work, and it's totally free. So if you're doing recording of lectures, or you're doing a podcast, or even your kid's voice, and you want to enhance it and make it sound good and hear what the effects are while you're adjusting it, great app, again, totally free. And you know what? If you have MP3s and you're listening to digital music and you run that through this app, you can get some really cool bass effects, treble, midtones, and really adjust the sound to what you like. And everybody's sound, what they like, will be different. And this is the type of app that allows you to have that control. Now here's a cool app. This is something that the Gadget Professor definitely needs. It's called iTranslate Voice. Again, this is totally available on all Android systems and iPhone systems. This is going to cost you $1.99. I know it's not free, but for $1.99, you're going to get some very cool functionality out of this. And essentially, and it says right now, 50% off for a limited time as part of the App Store Productivity App Sale promotion. So maybe it's only $1, I'm not sure. But this is really cool, because what it will do is it's got the Editor's Choice Award. It got the best of 2003, the best of 2012, the 10 apps that wow. So it has a lot of credentials. Okay, what does it do? It will, iTranslate Voice, you can instantly speak 42 languages. How cool is that? You can look up definitions and translations for common words and phrases just by using your voice. You can use Air Translate to connect two devices together and easily engage in a conversation with another person. So if you speak English and you're trying to have a conversation with someone in Spanish, you both can use this, and it will talk back and forth and translate your words, which is very cool. It's simply send translations to email, SMS, Twitter, or Facebook. Forget typing. The accuracy of our voice recognition is so good right now that you don't need the keyboard anymore. So there's a lot of new features that have been added in the last month or so to this app. It's really cool. If you're doing some traveling out of the country, and again, you're in a country that does not speak English, this is the app you want, and definitely worth $1.99. Again, on the Android or on the iPhone. So that's pretty cool. Now, speaking of phones, we have a lot of phone apps today. Once again, this is available both on the Android and the iPad phone, your iPads, whatever you're using, iPhones. What this will do is it will secure, it's security simplified, it's open source for mobile devices. It's put out by Whisper Systems. And what this will do is encrypt your communications and storage. Our projects are focused on creating simple and easy to use tools to secure mobile communications and secure mobile storage. The source for all our projects is open, so that anyone can easily verify they work as we have said they would. And they are licensed for what's called the GPLV technology, and they're totally free. So that even makes them better. So what can you do with this? Well, it's private calls for all Android phones. It's called Red Phone when you go on the Android platform. Provides end-to-end encryption for your calls, securing your conversations so that nobody could listen in. They're totally secure. You can use the default system dialer and contact apps to make your calls as you normally would. Red Phone, which again is for the Android, will give you the opportunity to upgrade encrypted calls whenever possible. Red Phone calls are encrypted end-to-end, but function just like a regular phone, so you don't even know that they're being encrypted. And the Red Phone uses your normal phone number to make and also receive calls, so you don't need to worry about who's on the other end. If they have this in your handshake, you're going to be encrypted. So it's real easy to do. It shows you the menu here. This certainly will be in the show notes. And it also has private text and chat for the Android. So you can have text. If you're texting back and forth, this will encrypt and secure your text back and forth and your chat messages. Again, all done automatically and for free. It's a full replacement for default texting messaging application. All messages are encrypted locally, so if your phone is lost, you don't have to worry about anybody reading what you wrote because it's totally encrypted. So check these apps out. They're very cool, and they do have some great applications. Speaking of great applications, this one is awesome. I haven't tried it yet. I have it on my phone, and I'm probably going to try it tonight. I just didn't get a chance. This is really, really, really cool. Again, this will cost you $1.99 if you on the iPhone, but if you use the Android system, I believe it's free. Don't ask me why, but that's the way it is. But it's called Sleep Cycle Alarm Clock. You need this. You need this. I'm telling you. So what this does is waking up made easy. An intelligent alarm clock that analyzes your sleep and wakes you up in the lightest sleep phase, the natural way to wake up and feeling rested and relaxed. Sleep Cycles helps millions of people wake up rested. Featured in CNN, Wired, The Guardian, Wall Street Journal, BBC, The New York Times, and many more. It just works perfectly, period, end of story. It does exactly what it's advertised to do, and it's absolutely astonishing. It got 5 stars out of 5 stars on 148apps.com, which is a grading service. So the Sleep Cycle monitors your movement during sleep using the extremely sensitive accelerometer that's automatically in your phone. Sleep Cycle then finds the optimal time to wake you up during a 30-minute window that ends at your set alarm time. You can look at the screenshots for recommended phone placement, and right here you can see that it's showing you that it just fits underneath the sheet, and it shows you your sleep cycles, and basically it's tracking your circadian rhythms. It's amazing that you can do this on the phones, but that's what it does. You definitely want to check it out, and again, it's $1.99. I think it's free on the Android system. This is another tool that you can use on your phones. This is called Pulse Oximeter. Again, available on the Android and available on the iPhone. $3.99 thereabouts. And what this does is the only app to measure both the heart rate and your blood oxygen saturation level. You don't need an external device. Pulse Oximeter uses your iPhone camera to detect your pulse and oxygen levels from your fingertip. So essentially what you're going to do is you're actually going to touch the camera window with your finger, and that's going to be the way it actually senses what your heart rate is and your oxygen level. Pretty cool. This will track and record heartbeat and blood oxygen levels, instant results, easy to use, and simple. You can simply save these charts and monitor your progress. So here is a very easy to use diagram. It's self-explanatory. Right here you'll see the your blood pressure monitor, your oxygenation level, and it's a very cool tool. It really is. Check that out. And also, here's the same app. This is on the Google Play Store. Again, I don't know why. It's free on the Android. I don't know why, but it's called Instant Heart Rate. Very similar in terms of functionality and application. It's almost exactly the same. And just check that out also. And now, folks, it is time for the gadget of the day. We'll take a look at that on camera 2. It is called the Mobi. The Eyefi Mobi SD card. And if we take a look on camera 2, it's a very simple device. There's nothing that's rocket science about it. And well, I guess camera 2 is not working, so I will just pick up the card and show it to you, but it's right here. It's just a simple SD card, and it comes in a little plastic case, and also it gives you a set of instructions. This card is actually embedded in that, and then your instructions are like, wow, you open it up and there it is. So it's pretty simple to hook up. Let's talk about what it does. So on the back of this, which is very important, you have a serial number. And this is critical because when you go to interface this card on your computer or on your iPad or your Acer tablet or whatever it is that you have for a tablet, you're going to need this serial number because that's how it finds the card. This is a SD card, and you put this in your little camera. It almost doesn't matter what camera you have. This works probably with everything. If you're in doubt, you can go to the Eyefi website and it will tell you, gives you a compatibility chart. I haven't found a camera that it does not work with yet. So what's the point of it? Why would you want to use this? Well, a lot of applications. This one happens to be 32 gig. It's the largest one they make. And it says 32 gig Mobi, but it also has plus Wi-Fi. And we'll open this up. And what's unique about this card, and they've been doing this for a while, the Eyefi folks, inside this is a Wi-Fi transmitter. So this is actually going to transmit a Wi-Fi signal. And what happens is when you put this card in your camera, and I'm going to do that right now, I'm using the Sony RX100. Again, it doesn't matter, but I'm just basically putting this into my digital camera, which takes an SD card, as most of them do, as they all do today. And I'm going to turn this on. And that's pretty much it. So when I take a picture, okay, and I'm just going to snap a picture here of what I'm looking at. No great shakes there. So I just took a picture. Now what's happening is, just like any other SD card, that will be on, that photograph that I just took will be on the SD card. But what's also very cool now is the Wi-Fi is actually transmitting. So if I go to I have an iPad mini here, and we'll put the code in. If I go to the Eyefi Mini, what's going to happen is the card inside this camera will transmit every photo that I take on this will be transmitted in a couple seconds to this. Now, the thing that's strange, I guess, or odd to me, but I understand why, is the only way this will pick this up is through the Wi-Fi signal that this card puts out. So basically, there has to be a handshake between the Wi-Fi signal that the Eyefi card is putting out and the tablet. What that means is you've got to go to your settings, because right now I'm hooked up to the wireless internet that's within the studio that I'm in. So I've got to go to settings, which I'm going to go to now, and I got to go to the wireless app. So I'm going to Wi-Fi, and I'm connected to the Multimedia Communication Studio Wi-Fi, which is what I want to be on, so I could surf the net or do my email or do whatever. However, if I want that picture to be received by my iPad or whatever tablet I'm using, my iPhone, my smartphone, it doesn't matter. I have to actually go in to the Wi-Fi available Wi-Fi signals, and right here, I don't know if camera 2 is working. We'll take a look. We'll try it. There we go. Yeah, so you can see them here. I'm going to scoot over, but right here I have a list of all the Wi-Fi signals, and right here it says Eyefi card. So I'm going to click that, and essentially what I've done now is I've turned off the Wi-Fi. I can't surf the internet. I can't do anything except connect to this card, because this is still putting out the signal. So what I'm going to do is go to the Eyefi app, which is a free app. Here it is here, Eyefi, and I'm going to just click on the app, and immediately, as soon as I click on it, you will see that the Eyefi app comes up, and if everything is working, we will see the photograph, and here it comes right now that I just took, and I could see it's labeled. I can't see the photograph yet, but it's definitely downloading it. And while it's doing that, I'm going to snap another picture here. I'm just going to go back and just snap a long one. There you go. So that will transmit up there too. So now what I'm going to do, and again, I don't know how well you'll see this, but here is the photo that I just took. We'll go on camera 2 and see if we can see it any better there. There's what I'm looking at when I'm broadcasting. It came right into my tablet instantly, and I just shot another picture. So that's not up yet because I'm flipping and I don't see it, but that will come in shortly. Here it is. It's in already. So there's the second one. We'll go to camera 2. There's the second photograph that I shot, and you can see the Gadget Professor right there in my monitor, aiming the camera right at my monitor, and the picture came in. So what's very cool about this is that everything you shoot will automatically end up on your iPhone, your iPad, your whatever tablet you have, Droid tablet, it really doesn't matter, or whatever smartphone you have. Now what's also nice, it's kind of a neat feature, is you can actually click on a picture, and a menu will come up, and you're able to, at that point, send it to Facebook or Twitter or whatever, so you can actually get another menu that will allow you to, again, forward these pictures on. So it's a very convenient app, and it's nice to have your photos where you can see them blown up and big. And now you have 2 copies of it. I have 1 copy on the gallery, which is stored on this unit, and also I have them stored on the SD card itself. So I can pop this SD card out, put it in the computer, and all the images will be there, obviously. So the whole point of this is to instantly or almost instantly transfer whatever you shoot, not RAW format, JPEG, to your tablet, whatever kind it may be. Great tool. Now, here's the quirky part. You also are allowed, or you have the capability of, instead of going to the iPad or Samsung tablet or iPhone or your smartphone, if I don't want them to be sent here, I have the ability to send them here to my laptop. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go back into the settings, and I think this is a little kludgy. I understand why they have to do it, but I'm now connected to the MM Studios again. I'm off the Wi-Fi completely, and I'm going to take a picture right now of my computer screen, my laptop screen. So there's the picture there. And now what I'm going to do is you can load, again, free software onto your laptop or your desktop. And right here is the icon. And you'll see that the card should connect. I'm actually in front of the icon, so you can't see it. But what I'm going to try to do is connect now to the card using the Wi-Fi here. So what again I have to do, unfortunately, is I have to go into the wireless setup and find the card. And I don't see it appearing yet. The card is on, but essentially what I would do is I would switch over the Wi-Fi onto this card, click on it, and again it will load everything to my computer, which may be more handy for you. And the truth of the matter is, in some situations I almost prefer these files to go on to my desktop, because I can easily unload them, and I'm not storing all these photos, which I can shoot 50, 60 photos in a couple minutes and overload this with photos that I don't essentially want. So there are some advantages to doing that. So I'm checking again. I still don't see that coming up, and this is why I said it's a little kludgy. I don't know why. I'll turn this off and turn it on, but I definitely saw the Wi-Fi card on the Mini. Sorry about that, on the Mini, but I didn't see it come up. I'm toggling it on and off the camera. So I'm looking again, and I just don't see it. So until I see this card come up on my computer, there's no way I'm going to be able to transmit the photographs. And it's just kludgy. I don't know why. There's no reason. I had it working last night. It worked flawlessly. And then I tried it this morning. It didn't work, and I'm just trying it again now, and it still doesn't work. And I just can't tell you why. I don't know. So when I say it's kludgy, it works flawless with the tablets, but it does not work flawless with the computer interface. And unfortunately, there's no direct phone number that I could find for me to call the folks at Eyefi and talk to them. I will tell you that a couple years ago, they had a phone and they answered, and you can talk to them, and they were great. That's since stopped, as is the case with a lot of companies, and that's why whenever you buy something, I always like to see if they have a toll-free number where you can call and talk to someone and get tech support, because I may be doing something just blatantly wrong that I'm not aware of, although I can't imagine what. It's so straightforward, but I am having problems having this connect to the computer. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I just don't know why. So that said, if you want to transfer to your iPad or any tablet, smartphone, whatever it may be, it works. It's worked flawless. It's never failed. I'm sure it works on the computer. I just don't know why. Now, in terms of pricing, here's an interesting note for you. If you can buy it direct from the company. Everybody knows that Amazon has probably the lowest prices around. If you go on Amazon, This 32 gigabyte card with the Wi-Fi, the exact card that we're talking about, sells for $140. That's pretty pricey for a card, and I'm not sure it's worth $140, to be quite honest with you. You can buy a 64 gig card without the Wi-Fi. You still have the photos on the Wi-Fi card, on the card, not necessarily Wi-Fi. Who cares? So again, this is an option. This is a gadget that if you're into photography and you want to see them on your smartphone or your tablet, then it's worth it. If you don't want to spend $139, call it $140, you can go to Walmart. I'm not kidding you. Go to walmart.com. The same exact card, instead of $140, is $85. Don't ask me why, but don't always assume that Amazon has the best price. If you like this or want to give this up as a present for someone, it makes a great gift. It's $85. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Again, I will be you can tune into Geek News Central, and I will have a show as I'm substituting for my good friend Todd Cochran at Geek News Central tonight. You can get a double dose of the Gadget Professor. I have a couple things that might be redundant, but not a lot. It's a whole different show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see everybody next Thursday night. So long from the Gadget Professor.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Baine, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.